Hello and welcome to another anime lore and theory video. I'm Shergok, your host, and today we are going to take a closer look at why only the 6th floor has 2 floor guardians instead of just 1. But before we're going to take a closer look at any of this, let me quickly thank my Patreons for supporting this channel, as well as say thanks to all users of the YouTube thanks function for making one-time donations. And with that said, let's get to the topic at hand. And to answer the question, we must delve surprisingly deep into the Great Tomb of Nazarick, as the specific number of floor guardians is something that can only truly be understood if one is familiar with both the defense structure of the Great Tomb of Nazarick and the nature of the person who created Aura and Mare, as well as her personality. First and foremost, the 6th floor, where Aura and Mare reside and serve, is not just one of the 9 floors, not just any of them, because beyond being the most prominently featured after the throne room and the 9th floor of the Great Tomb in general, it has received substantial lore. I mean, compare this to the 4th floor guarded by Gargantua, which is unfortunately quite sparsely illuminated in comparison. Additionally, the 6th floor is by far the largest among all of the floors, and one can fly, not walk, fly for a respectable amount of time before reaching its boundaries. And it also features a fake sky, a fake sun, a fake moon, and fake stars that appear entirely real. And this artificial sun even enables plants to perform photosynthesis, much like they would under artificial growing lights. And due to its sheer size, the 6th floor is not only inhabited by outsiders such as the lizardmen, trans, and dryads from the New World, but also by numerous monsters lurking in the forests, by numerous beasts, and other individuals best avoided. And the 6th floor is also special for another reason. It serves as the second of 3 defensive layers in Nazarick's fortification. If one imagines Nazarick as a fortress or castle, the first defense would be the drawbridge, which basically consists of Shell the Bloodfallen and sometimes Ainz who eliminate smaller raid groups and scout outside of the gates of the Great Tomb. And the first wall, the first real obstacle, would actually be the 5 first floors, because the first 3 are designed to confuse, blitz, and weaken mid-sized raiding parties, and the other 2 are then there to inflict heavy damage across the remaining 2. And if attackers manage to reach the 6th floor, they are then met with this arena, this amphitheater, and its stands are filled with powerful golems, and in the VIP seats, the players of Nazarick themselves, like Ainz, Overlord, or Peroncino, would sit, watch, or sometimes personally deal with the final attackers, out of a mix of a bit of sadism and entertainment. In other words, everything that survives the traps and teleportation portals and reaches the 6th floor is eliminated here, and this could range from a raiding party reduced to a single survivor with just 1 single remaining hit point, to many dozens of players who still have reserves of summoning magic, of mana and NPCs that they can deploy. And this is why the defense, including the floor guardians Aura and Mare, must be capable of handling large numbers of enemies and defeating them. And that is precisely what Aura and Mare excel at. The twins specialize in combat against groups of opponents, Mare with his area of effect attacks, the earthquakes, which are capable of hitting multiple enemies at once. A perfect ability for this vast expanse of the 6th floor, especially since the trees would also provide cover for both him and Aura. On the other hand, Aura as a beast tamer and ranger can control and utilize incredibly powerful beasts, ranging from levels in the mid-40s to the mid-70s. And this makes her ideal for confronting multiple opponents at once, who have already spent part of their mana and are weakened in health. And Aura also fights from the 2nd line of defense, while her beasts engage in melee. And she does this with her bow. And this enables her to inflict massive damage at range, without having to engage directly in melee combat, where her more dexterous and lightweight build would make her vulnerable against dedicated melee builds in close combat. And also, and this is quite important, the floor guardians of the 6th level harmonize extremely well with each other, which is no surprise since they were created by Buku Shagama's twins. And Mare as a druid can buff and protect Aura, if she ever has to engage in melee combat. And this dynamic allowed Aura to defeat a primal fire elemental, a summon created with Ainz own guild item, the Staff of Ainz, without taking a single hit herself. And in addition to this, Mare has also been given 2 dragons, and these not only provide additional combat strength, but also help control the skies above the arena, something Aura is also adept at thanks to her bow. So in summary, having 2 highly specialized floor guardians on the 6th level is a sheer necessity due to Nazarick's defensive requirements, because if enemies manage to break through here, defeating both the golems in the arena, and many of Aura's beasts and Mare's dragons, the guardians can use still the vastness of the floor and employ guerrilla tactics to wear down the invaders. However, it would now take an army, yes, an army of enemies, to actually break through. And if such an army would succeed, they also will likely overcome the 7th floor as well, only to meet their end on the 8th. In other words, even if Aura and Mare cannot achieve total victory here, because the forces are still overwhelming, they can at least significantly weaken the enemies and leverage the size and layout of the floor to their own advantage. And there's also another reason why Aura and Mare are a pair of guardians rather than just one. Buku Shagama, their creator, was not an only child. She had a younger brother named Peroronshino, at least this was his in-game name, we don't know his true name, who was also a member of the guild. And Buku Shagama, being a dominant personality who knows how to assert herself within the guild, and she also came off as quite intimidating to some other guild members, kept her hormonally driven brother under control and ensured he behaved properly, to say the absolute least. And this dynamic is rather unsubtly reflected in the twins she created, because Buku Shagama designed Aura to be dominant and commanding, while Mare, much like her brother, at least in theory, is shy, submissive and often bossed around by his sister. And this was a playful jab at her own brother, and this relationship of them both is built into the sibling dynamic of the twin floor guardians that she created. But, and this has to be said, despite their differences, Buku Shagama didn't harbor resentment toward Peroronshino. On the contrary, the two were quite fond of each other, like normal siblings. And this is mirrored in Aura's character design. She uses a bow, just like Peroronshino does. And although she frequently argues with Sheltier, the floor guardian created by Peroronshino himself, the two are actually quite close and very, very good friends, symbolizing the sibling-like relationship between Buku Shagama and her brother. And this doesn't mean that Mare is simply an accessory to Aura. In fact, it was very, very nice to see Mare finally get a moment of himself to shine after 15 volumes in the background, because in volume 16 he had one of the most spectacular and tactically challenging battles in Overlord, showcasing his abilities as an individual. And as Overlord demonstrates, even the countless characters within the series all get their moments to shine, which is awesome. Whether it's Rigrit's approach to Platinum, as in she has actually managed to sneak up on him, Lakius's Shunibu antics being caught right in the act by Gargeran, Climb's training with Gazev Stronov, the Frost Virgins of Cocytus subtly hinting at Renner's true nature to Climb because he's now the last human in the palace, and Zanek's last stand against the treacherous nobles, or even Uranist having her own spotlight in one of the illustrations. So this is something really nice to see, that nearly every single character has their moment to shine. And I'm sure the others that don't have their moments right now, they will get one eventually. And to summarize this video, there are several reasons why the 6 floors of Nazarick has 2 guardians instead of 1. First and foremost, Aura and Mare specialized in combat against groups, and their floor, the 6th, is the endpoint for many of Nazarick's teleportation traps, designed to eliminate mid-sized raider groups in this kill zone. So extra combat strength was needed, hence why the golems, at least in theory, are also present on the ranks of the arena. And if the enemy managed to break through, the densely forested 6th floor, is perfect for guerrilla tactics due to its sheer size and terrain. And thirdly, Buku Buku Shagama, the twins' creator, had a brother, Pero Ronchino, and she embedded a playful quip to her sibling into Aura and Mare, because Aura is dominant and Mare is shy and submissive. And that's it for today. And now it's your turn. What do you think about this video and the lore? Let me know down in the comment section. And while you type, please check out my German channel, my fantasy channel, and if you don't want to listen to my voice or accent, but are still interested in the things I have to say, I have made an AI channel narrated by almost a woman, where I use AI voiceovers for my videos, and the channels are all linked down in the video description. Also, please check out my Patreon if you want to support me beyond just leaving a like or sub, and with that said, I say thank you very much for watching, thanks to my Patreons for supporting this channel, and as usual, I say my special thanks to Ada Daddy Ada, ASK, Bad Guy Ye, Bad Burrito 316, Bezer, Ben C, Brandon D, Chrissy, Crowley 022 Ron, Sia, Crystal Prime, Dead Slime, Death is Mercy, Deathless Dragonlord, Demon Xenomorph 1987, Devin Downen, Ding Dong, Dan Pep, Dragonlord Placido Saxophone, Duckwagon, Dunkler Krieger, Dystopia, Dystopia II, Enigmatic Unicorn, Feral Shivan, Guy with That Head, Hector Marino, Hoss, Huster, Jacob G, Jana B, Jason, J. Morris, Chromius, Kyle R, Lee K. Long, Legendarius, Lelouch V. Britannia with a Mustache, Lexus Fox, Lord Nishikian Rai, Lord Touch Me, Lofrazer, Merovec, Mr. Shoes, Mr. Tweaker, Michael R, Michael Y, Nope, Oh Hell No, Normal Toad, O'Kill, Overlord General Gasper, Paddy Pantom, Personage, Ruru, Primus 11, Rhinomere, Cune Caracos P, Shergox's Daddy, Shadow Lightning Wolf, Shrine Keeper, Sir Axolotl, Super Tier Magic Batista Bomb, Supreme Cheese, Staris, Ted, Texas Deer, The Orc Warboss, Rock Ed Smasher, T.E. Wang, Vash Hawkeye, Vegito 27, Venture Fanatic, Wilhelm, Zinukai, and Sonagon. Thanks guys. Anyway, have a nice day, and I hope to see you all again soon on my next video.